All right, so we are now starting with 5-4, which is multiplying mixed numbers by mixed numbers. I'm going to go ahead and start with the key concept.
To find the product of two mixed numbers, you can change the mixed numbers to improper fractions and multiply.
To find the product of two mixed numbers, change both factors to improper fractions and use the rules for multiplying fractions. 6 3/4 equals 27/4. 7 1/3 equals 22/3.
That's right, Jay. And you can simplify the factors. The greatest common factor of 27 and 3 is 3.
I see that. Makes sense.
The greatest common factor of 4 and 22 is 2.
Exactly.
Then we multiply the numerators. 9 times 11 is 99. Next, multiply the denominators. 2 times 1 is 2. So the product is 99 halves.
Wait, let me do this part. We change this improper fraction to a mixed number, divide the numerator by the denominator. 99 divided by 2 is 49 1/2.
Don't forget to look back and use the estimation to check your answers for reasonableness.
I would never forget that, nor would I forget to round each factor to the nearest whole number. 3/4 is greater than 1/2. So round 6 3/4 to 7. 1/3 is less than 1/2. So 7 1/3 also rounds to 7. 7 times 7 is 49.
Brilliant! So 6 3/4 times 7 1/3 is about 49.
Exactly, Lisa. Now I compare our answer to our estimate. 49 1/2 is close to 49. So the answer 49 1/2 is reasonable.
All right, let's go back to part 1. So for part 1, they want us to graph some of these things, but I'm going to skip that today, and I want us to focus on doing the wheel and multiplying two numbers by using the wheel. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I get 7/3. This other one, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is also 7. I get 7/4. 7 times 7 is 49, and 3 times 4 is 12. Well, how many times does 12 go into 49? 12 goes into 49 3 times, that's 36. 4 times is 48, which means 12 goes into 49 4 times, that's 48. I have 1 left over to get to 49, and my denominator must stay 12. Go and copy that down. Let's try this next one. Let's go to part 2.
Aaliyah Edwards Christensen, please come to the main office. Aaliyah Edwards Christensen.
An art club is making a mural for the wall space shown in the diagram on the right. What is the area of the wall space available for the mural?
Well, we know the area for a rectangle or a square is base times height. So I need to multiply these two numbers. First, I need to do the wheel. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 1 is 21. I get 21/5. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 5 is 25. I get 25/6. Now I can multiply these, but looking at my diagonals, I know I can pull some things out. 5 and 25 have a GCF of 5, or 5 can come out. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Looking at 21 and 6, I know 3 is a common factor. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So if I multiply straight across, I get 7 times 5, which is 35, and 2 times 1, which is 2. I'm not done though. This is an improper fraction. How many times can 30 or 2 go into 35? Well, I know 2 times 15 is 30. 2 times 16 is 32. 2 times 17 is 34. So it must be 17. And to get from 34 to 35, I have a remainder of 1, and my denominator will stay this 2. So I get 17 and 1/2 is my answer. Go ahead and copy that down.
The diagram shows the length and width of a math bulletin board. Find the area of the bulletin board.
So remember, area will be base times height or length times width. So I need to do my wheel. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 gives me 12. My denominator is 5. And I need to multiply this by this number, but we have to do the wheel. What is 3 times 4? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So I get 13 over 3. Now looking at my diagonals, nothing can come out of 5 and 13 other than 1. But looking at 3 and 12, I know that 3 is a common factor of both. 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. Okay, I know 5 times 1 is 5. And 13 times 4, I don't know at the top of my head, but I certainly can do it on the side. 3 times 4 is 12, carry my 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. I get 52. Well, how many times can 5 go into 52? I know 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 10 is 50. And that means I'll have 2 left over from 50 to 52. And my denominator must be 5. So I get 10 and 2/5. Go and copy that down. This next one I want you to start on your own. Okay? I want you to estimate the product of 4 1/3 times 2 2/5 by rounding. We want to talk about why is our estimate less than the actual value. So first, go and solve it. Freeze your screen, try it on your own. When I do this, I should have 4 1/3. When I do the wheel, I get 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. I get 13 over 3. I'm going to multiply that by my 2 2/5. Well, I have to do the wheel. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. I get 12 over 5. And when I do that, I get 15 on the denominator. I know 13 times 12. Well, 12 plus 12, or 12 times 12 is 144. So if I have 144 plus another 12, I get 156 over 15. When I simplify this, I know 10 times 15 is 150. So I get 10 and 6/15. Okay, I can simplify that further. 10 divided by 3 is 2/5. Okay, so when I round this 1/3 is less than 1/2. So I'd go down, which means this is rounded to 4. And 2/5 is also less than 1/2. So I'd round that down to 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So they're asking us, why is our estimate less than the actual value? Well, when I go in, I know that the fraction part of both of these are less than 1/2. So these numbers are rounding down when making an estimate. Since both factors are smaller, the estimated product is less than the actual product. Let's go on to part 3.
Hey, you can use the distributive property to multiply mixed numbers. I'll show you. For example, say you want to use the distributive property to find 3 times 5 and 3/10. Well, you don't actually have to say it. But anyway, there it is. So, first, you can make an estimated guess by just thinking. 3 times 5 and 3/10 is approximately 3 times 5, or 15. Nice estimating, self. Then what you do is break 5 and 3/10 into 2 parts. 5 plus 3/10. And here comes the fun part. Now you apply the distributive property. 3 times 5 plus 3 times 3/10 equals 15 plus 9/10 or 15 and 9/10. 9/10 is in simplest form, so check your answer for reasonableness. 15 and 9/10 is close to the estimate, 15. So the answer is reasonable. Very reasonable, in fact. Anyway, there you have it. 3 times 5 and 3/10 is 15 and 9/10. Did I tell you you could use the distributive property to multiply mixed numbers or what?
A volunteer feeds the cats at an animal shelter 5 1/16 pounds of food each day. Use the distributive property to find how much food the cats are given each week. Find 7 times 5 1/16.
So remember, the distributive property allows us to say 7 times 5 plus 1/16. And if we do the handshake method, 7 will shake hands with the 5. So 7 times 5 is 35. Plus, 7 will also shake hands with the 1/16. So we need to figure out what is 7 times 1/16. Well, this then becomes 7 over 1. So I have 35 plus, well, 7 times 1 is 7. 16 times 1 is 16. So I get 35 and 7/16 is my answer. The reason why this works is because of the distributive property. Remember, 7 times 5 plus 7 times 1/16, I get 35 and 7/16.
Use the distributive property to find 4 times 9 2/9.
So 4 would be on the outside. 9 plus 2/9 would be on the inside. 4 will shake hands with the 9, plus 4 will shake hands with the 2/9. So 4 times 9 gives me 36, plus if I have 4 over 1 times 2/9, 4 times 2 is 8, 9 times 1 is 9. When I combine those, I get 36 and 8/9. And copy that down. Last problem.
If you use the distributive property to multiply 4 times 2 2/5, what additional step do you need to take before you can add the products of the two parts? Explain.
You need to write the product of 4 times 2/5 or 8/5 as a mixed number before you can add the product 4 times 2 and 4 2/5 together, because 8/5 is going to be an improper fraction. So when you do that, you get 8 because 4 times 2, right, with our handshake, plus 4 times 2/5 will give you 8/5, which becomes 8 plus 1 3/5, or 9 3/5. Go ahead and copy that down. When you're done, you can go ahead and do missing work.